Hello vinyl community, Mike from Mike Guitar Player 07 here, coming at you live with another vinyl record video. And today is take 2 of this video. I recorded this video first, and when I played it back, the noise from my family from downstairs was able to be heard through the video. So I have to record this again. However, everything will be the same except I'm no longer able to unpackage the records and have my authentic reaction. Actually, I got rid of the box, so. But anyway, so I got a VCLT record package I paid for from Dylan over at Noble Records, and I just wanted to share what I got, and I'll share them in the same order that they came in out of the box. So, first one is James Harlow. This is I believe, all-instrumental piano album, and this is on Blue Wax, and there was like 300 copies of this album made, and mine is 49. And it's signed and it's handwritten, 49 out of 300, both on the gatefold and the label, and it's a blue record. I can show you that. Now, me and Dylan were talking about a record that I had seen on his Instagram page. There's the autograph there. Hopefully the camera got that. Let me show you this first, and I'll get to the story behind this. This is an insert explaining what instruments were used and when it was recorded. And this wax is just beautiful, or bluetiful, as I almost just said. There it's written 49 out of 300 there again. So I did not realize how limited this record was, and this is one of the 2 records that I knew I was getting. I ended up getting 3 in this package, and that one was one of the 2 free ones. So me and Dylan were talking about the record that I paid for, and we had our arrangements done and all that. And then Dylan posted on his Instagram feed about this record, because if you follow his channel and watch his YouTube videos, he got a whole bunch of these albums in a collection. And I can't remember who it was within the family of the record collection that he got it from. I believe that James Harlow is no longer alive. I could be wrong. It's been a while since the story was heard, so I can't really remember all the details properly, but something along the lines of, it was the family members' individual music, and he was given these records for free in it, and the owner pretty much was like, give these out with your records. I just want the music to be heard by others, kind of thing. So, and Dylan has been doing that, and he had a whole bunch of them, so I'm kind of surprised that there was still so many left, like a month or 2 later. So, but there's that. So the record that I paid for from Dylan over at Noble Records. Elvis Presley. This album came out in 1957 or 1958, and this is an original mono pressing. And it has its original inner sleeve, and as you can tell by how that sleeve just went back in, has a seam split on the top. That's really the biggest problem, and there's a little bit of seam split on the side there. Nothing I didn't already know before I purchased the record. Dylan is very good at telling people how the record is in a condition and everything, and but other than that, it's really in damn good condition for a 50+ year record. And I've gotten to clean the record since my first recording of take 1 of the video, so I must say this record is a strong VG+. It's just immaculate. I've never seen this record so clean before, at least an original pressing. And I did have 2 other opportunities to be able to get an original pressing of this album, such as the one I'm holding in my hand. No, I'll hold the record while I tell the story. So, the first opportunity was in a thrift shop down about 10 minutes away from my house a couple years ago, back when I thought that $12 was very expensive to buy a record. Wow, things have changed. So, the price on that record in that thrift shop and the price I paid from Dylan, exact same price. So, except based on my recollection, this one is significantly better condition. So, that's good. So, funny story how this album came to be on my second and third opportunities, both through Dylan. So I was talking to Toons from the Man Cave on the phone, and I saw Dylan posted a photo of this for his Holy Moly wall. And I know that Dylan doesn't, since he's gotten his brick and mortar store, is not really selling and shipping out and all that stuff because he wants them to be available for his customers in store, which I understand completely. Even though I've tried to push those boundaries with no success for fairly obvious reasons. But, you know, I'm curious of where I could, you never know unless you ask kind of thing is how I went with it, but I probably shouldn't have because he said he wasn't going to do it, and lo and behold, well, he didn't do it. So, with other records. However, I just made a comment, wow, how much are you selling that for? This is a grail of mine. And not really me trying to further egg him to sell me something. I know he wants it in his store and all that, so I was not trying to do that. However, he didn't respond via that comment. He DM'd me saying, this is the price of this record. Are you interested in it? I was very shocked because Dylan is trying to sell things through his brick and mortar store. I said, yes, how would you like me to pay for it? I usually send personal checks. And all this while I'm on the phone with Tunes from the Man Cave. And he said, you could call me on the phone. We could do a credit card transaction to make things easier. So I'm like, okay. So I try to, so I'm telling Chris about this and saying, okay, we got to get off the phone. Well, as you both know, as we all know in the VC, both me and Chris could talk forever. So it lasted another 20 minutes. So I finally got off the phone. I started texting Dylan back saying, okay, I want to do this, excuse me, via credit card. And as I'm sending a message, the messages that he sent are disappearing. I didn't even know you could unsend a message on Instagram, but apparently you can. But I sent a message anyway. He was like, I'm sorry, but the record has just been sold. Someone pulled it off the wall and now it's gone. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's for the brick and mortar store anyway. He's like, yeah, I know, but I feel bad. My sister's now taking a shower. I really hope that sound isn't interfering with take 2 of this video. But even if it is, it's not as bad as the talking and all that was happening that you were able to hear in the other take. So anyway, I digress. I'm getting distracted. So Dylan kept telling me, oh, I feel bad. I'm sorry, this, that, and the other thing. And I understand, but at the same time, brick and mortar store, the people there come first. But Dylan said, if I find another copy, it's yours. So I was like, okay. So I was going about my day. I was actually organizing some records in my record collection, putting away some newly cleaned and listened to 45s from my grandfather's 45s collection. And I get a message on my phone. It just says, Instagram, Noble Records, sent you a photo. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Don't know what it's going to be. Maybe it's a promotional material. I had an idea that it might be this in the back of my head, but it wasn't the first thought. Then he said, I kept my promise. I'm like, okay, it's this. It's related to this. So, I get it, and I'm just like making brownies in my pants, of course. And he says, this is yours if you're still interested. And I told him, oh, damn right I'm interested. And we talked about it, and I said, you want the same price as you wanted the old copy, this and the other thing? He said, I need to look at it, get further analysis, and see what's fair and all that stuff. Okay, fine. So later that night, he gave me a price. It was $20 more. However, if this one's in better condition than the other one, I fully understand. I didn't really ask details. I know Dylan's one of those few people that if he gives me a price, I know it's the right price, and I don't feel gypped. He even asked me if I felt it was a fair price, and if Dylan's telling me it's a fair price, Dylan's one of the few people who I'm like, for a higher price, such as the one I paid for this, I know it's fair. And I saw the range of prices on Discogs for it too, and I knew that it was in the mid-lower range that you could get this album for. So I said, this is more than fair. I'm more than happy with this, even though it's $20 more. Didn't ask him how it compared to the other one. I didn't bother. But this just shows to prove how good of an individual Dylan is, what kind of person he is, and the kind of business he's running in his brick and mortar shop. And I couldn't be more thankful for it. So, fun little story with how I got this. Now, just on a side note, and this isn't a diss towards Dylan in any way, shape, or form, I want to preface it with that, but many people are upset on his Instagram or his YouTube comments like, oh, why won't you send us things? Why won't you ship things and all that? Well, it's not because, it's in part because of the fact that he wants it in his brick and mortar store for the people who are there to be able to experience, flip through the records and find that holy crap record they've been wanting to find for a while instead of purchasing it online. It's a whole different experience, as we all know. However, Dylan is a very busy individual. My brain thought faster than my mouth. Dylan is a very busy individual, and he just does not have time and to send records out. It took a couple weeks for me to get this after he got my payment, because he just is so busy and he kept forgetting even with reminders, and that's not knocking Dylan in any way, shape, or form. I fully understand. But in case people are wondering why, it's just he's very busy and he just doesn't have the time or staff to be able to accumulate all the extra load that would come into fruition if he were to accept online orders on top of his brick and mortar store. Now, this album I also owned already. This is my 70s reissue. It looks pretty much the same rather than a different RCA logo on the corner. The lettering of Elvis Presley is a little lighter on this one, and this one's a little bit darker. I don't know if that's just from age and light wear on this, or if that's just how they were printed. The label is a black label on this one, very similar to the original mono press. So I'm very happy with them, and the back looks pretty much the same too. I can't do that Mazzy flip, I just can't do it, but pretty much the same with very few differences. So there's that. And no, I'm not getting rid of my second copy of this. I know you guys are like, oh, I mean, you guys know that I'm like all for keeping only one good copy of albums, but this is one that I want both copies of. There's very few albums that I do that with, because as you guys know, I'm like, it's more room and that you're using up on the shelves that you could have newer records on and all that, but some records it's worth having two copies, and this one it is. And finally, I was not expecting this, did not know this was going to be in there, but I got Survivor's Eye of the Tiger, which was very unexpected and a very nice surprise from Dylan. So thank you, Dylan, for that as well. This has the hit Eye of the Tiger, obviously. And I'm not sure if there were any other hits off this album, even though the song Children of the Night is kind of catching my eye. So yeah, Eye of the Tiger by that. So now you guys understand the meaning of the title. Thank you very much. Elvis Presley. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mama. So, you know. So, thank you very much. Thank you guys very much for watching. My brain is thinking faster than my mouth again. Thank you very much for watching. Keep on spinning that wax, and I'll see you in the next vinyl record video. Thank you once again, Dylan at Noble Records. You rock. If you guys don't know who he is, links below.